Hey everybody, it's Tara Bryan, and you are listening to the Course Building Secrets podcast. Whether you're a coach or a CEO, the success of your team and clients is based on your ability to deliver a consistent experience and guide them on the fastest path to results. This podcast will give you practical, real-life tips that you can use today to build your online experiences that get results and create raving fans. Why? So you can monetize your expertise and serve more people without adding more time or team to your business. If you're looking to uncover your $1 million framework, package it, and use it to scale, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, it's Tara Bryan, and I am joined today with Catharine O'Leary, and she is going to talk to you about how to create a quiz to bring in the right people and dive them into your program, your course, your product, your service, whatever it is that you do. And so welcome, Catharine. I'm so happy to have you today on the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what you're up to.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Tara. It's great to see you. And yeah, I have I'm known as the Quiz Queen. I did not grow up being the Quiz Queen. I wanted to be the Wolf of Wall Street. So I went through school for business and went into corporate and actually did a lot of market research and consumer insights. And that's just a fancy way of saying that I was a translator between corporations and consumers, asking consumers what they wanted and needed and kind of what they, were challenged with. And taking that information and translating it for corporations into, what products that they should be coming up with, services, what their marketing messages might be, as well as their sales messages. So a little bit of a translation gig almost. Did that for 25 years, did it with Apple and Adobe and Pepsi. And decided that, enough was enough, 3 hours of commuting, enough of the, kind of the C-suite politics and nonsense, and went out on my own and kind of found a way to utilize that kind of a unique, skill set of asking questions and asking good questions to help people with lead generation and really kind of that attract the best and release the rest. I mean, I don't know about you, Tara, but I had a hard time at the beginning with kind of attracting everybody and their brother, and spent a lot of time and a lot of wasted effort on, on phone calls that weren't really good, quality conversations on, I was spending a lot of time convincing, cajoling, and crying almost. And that's just not, it's not good for anyone. It's not good for your prospects. It's not good for your clients. It's not good for you. So my analytical brain kind of kicked in and I decided to find another way.
Yeah. Okay. So, so I'm going to take this in two different directions.
Okay.
The first one. So one of the things we talk about a lot on the Course Building Secrets podcast is how do you package your expertise into something that you can turn into a business? So the very first question I have for you, it's fascinating to me when I meet somebody who has an expertise from corporate, from sort of the traditional job, and takes that and finds a niche, finds something that they love to do, and turns it into a business. So I'm fascinated with the fact that you found this need that people were struggling with, how to find and really filter their people when they came in from a lead gen perspective, get rid of the ones they didn't that didn't fit, and then push the ones through who did through a quiz. And so really personalizing the experience. Are you this? Are you that? Or that, all the way through that. So tell us a little bit about how did you go from corporate to I'm going to be the quiz queen, and tell us a little bit about that, because I just am fascinated always by that journey of sometimes what you do is what you end up going into, but sometimes you take what your expertise is and you sort of flip it into something a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a great question, and there was a step in between where when I started my online entrepreneurship and that journey, I actually started in network marketing. And I started in personal development. And it was great. It was a really nice kind of business in a box idea. I didn't have to create a whole lot. But what I found was that the lead generation side of things was just so hard. I tried everything. I was throwing money at Facebook ads and Google ads and any ads, quite honestly. I was spending lots of time on one-on-one calls with people that weren't really ready for the process. And I tried to build organically, and I was posting from night to, day to night, dawn to dusk, and nothing seemed to be working. And I literally almost got to the point where I was convincing myself that 3 hours a day of commuting isn't that bad. Like maybe I can go back to it. Like maybe it's not that bad. I'll do audiobooks. It'll be fine. And I just realized that there were solutions. And there had to be a solution for this. And what I found was that if I really kind of sat back and listened to what I was good at, which was asking questions and asking good questions that people could answer, that gave businesses really strong results. That it wasn't the first thing I thought of doing. But as I realized that it was something that I needed in my own business, I realized that I could kind of marry my expertise with this kind of a newer twist on it, if you will. Being quiz funnels. I didn't create quiz funnels they've been around for a long time, but being able to really dive into that and then help others create quizzes for their business. I kind of fell into it almost. It just became very, when the jigsaw pieces all start to fall into place. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. I love that. It just gives me chills, because I think that that's ultimately what people want to do, right? Is they want to find that expertise. They want to find that specialty that is their zone of genius. And to your point, like so often it's like this nugget that's in what you're trying to do that you're like, this is the thing. Like if I could do this all day, like life would be great. All right. So I love that. So congratulations that you found that. I think that that's something that's always really exciting when you kind of find that thing that that you can create the next big idea with. So for my listeners, some of them are having the same challenge, right? Where it's like, oh my gosh, I have all these people and I get them on the phone and they're not qualified, or I can't find people, or how do I stand out differently? What tips do you have for them in terms of how to even think about a quiz as a quiz funnel, or, how to even think about like creating something like that? Because the hard part is that means you actually have to, one, you have to know who your person is, and two, it can't be everybody, right? I'm sure you work with people who are like, my person is anybody who wants to come in. And my guess is that's probably your first thing that you're going to say is you cannot help everybody, right?
You can. If you help everybody, you help nobody.
Right.
I always say that, the quiz is only going to work if you are solid in your offer, exactly like where you're directing them to. So you have your offer and you have to know who your target audience is, because you only want to talk to those people. You want to create something that's going to attract just those people, because those are the only people that really are going to, convert to sales. So one of the things I know that I did back, back in the day was, if I just talk to enough people, I'll hook that one or two, right? And that's just a way to waste a lot of time and resources and get burnt out. So if you really start to narrow down and think about who do I have the most fun helping? Who do I have, who do I want as my ideal client, right? And be as specific as possible. Like, who do you want to hang out with on the beach? And that's, those are the people that you should be targeting with your verbiage, with the way that you put your questions together, with your offer. You've already done it. You've kind of already done it with the way that you've set up your offer. So it's really just taking that offer and honing it back into that target audience, and then, using their language and attracting them. Because, if you get 9 out of 10 people on the phone and 9 out of 10 buy, like, how much cooler is that than 1 out of 10,
Mhm.
right?
Okay, so give us an example of a question that we would ask our ideal person to find out if they're going to be a good fit. Like, is there like a standard question that you usually make sure is
So
in?
I consider I consider quizzes more of a journey. So you've got your offer, and your offer solves probably a few questions, and so there's probably, a quiz hook in there, like, what's stopping you from being unstoppable, or what's your online business personality type. It's a journey. It's not a yes no question. It's a little bit of a self-discovery, that the client can take on their own to find an answer to a question that they want solved, right? So it's not so much a, if you think about, what Disney princess are you? Well, you go through a couple of questions to find the Disney princess, or what 80s rock band that. At the end of the day, people are getting the aha moment. So they feel like they've been taken on a journey, they've been navigated the way through, and then they get the answer. They get the answer to their one question. Like, what is stopping me from being unstoppable? What is stopping me from 7 figures? Why am I not delegating when I should? What is my next step in my CEO movement, that kind of thing. So there's a variety of questions that need to go into that. But if you think of it more like almost like a coffee conversation, like if you sit down with somebody and you usually ask them, where are you in business now? What's stopping you from the next step? What would your ideal situation be? And then you can give them a little bit of a, voila, here's a couple of answers. Here's some things you can do right now. And the key thing is really that warm handoff to your course, right? So, hey, the next step is check out my webinar, because we go way in depth in, my 6-week course, or, my coaching program, or my one-on-one call, or, whatever that happens to be for you. So it can be very versatile.
Yeah, so cool. That's amazing. So absolutely, this is something that if you haven't looked at yet, as you're kind of getting into your online course business, definitely think, we talk a lot about having it be a journey. What this does is it helps tee them up to be ready. And then as Catharine said, like, it helps to make that sales conversation so much easier for you, because they're already ready when they come to you. You're not having to convince them or like do any of those weird sales tactics that we don't like.
Yeah.
So awesome. All right, Catharine, give us a tip or a resource or tool or something that you cannot live without in your business.
Ooh, that's a good question. So for anyone, as you're going through and building your sales pages, landing pages, virtual thesaurus, free online thesaurus gives you really quick, like, if it's not that word, you want to find the next word. I use it every day. Like, I use it all the time. So yeah, definitely. That's kind of a ninja trick for me.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. I love that. I have not heard that one yet. So I always love new things that people are saying. Awesome. So for my listeners, how do they get a hold of you? How do they learn more about what you have to offer? And how do they meet the quiz queen?
The quiz queen. Well, you know what? You can just go to thequizqueen.com and enter your information, and we'll set up some time to chat.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being on our show today. It was great to meet you, and thanks for giving such great tips to our listeners.
Hey, everybody. Are you a business owner ready to streamline and scale your business? Imagine solving the biggest business challenges with clarity, a strategy, and a clear plan. Hey, I'm Bryan, and I want to invite you to take the first step towards transforming your business with a free 30-minute discovery call. This call is an opportunity to discuss your goals, identify key challenges, and learn how my mentorship program, can help you achieve the success you're aiming for. In just a half hour, we'll explore how you can scale your business by enhancing your authority strategy, engagement strategy, and retention strategy. You'll get personalized advice and a clear path forward. Ready to take the first step? Click on the link below that's in the show notes to book your free discovery call now. I hope to talk to you soon.